Hi there. Have you ever thought of a society with less crime? A society full of happiness, full of laughter? That was our traditional African culture. Today, we are looking at the role of the traditional African girl in the family. Welcome to the African Mom YouTube channel. The African girls, as we were growing up, there were clear roles between girls and boys. The girls knew very well that their work was to search for firewood. It was not the work of boys to collect firewood. Currently, you see boys struggling with that, and the roles were known to each individual member of the family. The girls in traditional African families knew very well that water was their work. By the way, there was no piped water anywhere. We would walk kilometers and kilometers in search of water. But we did that in groups. We would play, we would sing as we go searching for water. You would go very many times until your parents said it was enough. You would search for enough water for cleaning. It was the work of girls to clean. All cleaning in the home was for girls. You would clean your parents' house. You would clean the cow shed. You would clean your brother's houses and any other cleaning that was in the home. It was the work of girls. You would clean all clothes for the children, all wear for the mothers, but you would not clean your parents' clothes, your father's clothes. The girls in the family knew the type of cleaning to do. It was their work. When the boys have left with the animals for grazing, it was your work to go clean the cowshed, and it was known for all girls in the home. In every African family, it was known that liquor and brewing must be done. Everybody knew how to make the local alcohol in African society. You are being prepared for your future homes. We were all taught how to make the acceptable alcohols in the homes. Can you imagine making alcohol and you are never drunk? That was the beauty of our African culture. Every girl knew what to do. Apart from brewing, all girls in homes, you knew all cooking was yours. And you did not question who was going to eat your food. Your work was to cook. When you wake up in the morning, you are taught how to make the baby's food. You are taught how to make the adult's food. You would cook and serve food. Your work was cooking and serving. You would search for those in the shamba and you take to them food. You would search for those who are grazing animals and give them food before they go out. You would search for all those who have been invited to work in your compound and you serve them your food. You knew how to cook for the children. You knew how to cook for the visitors. You knew how to cook for everybody. And above all, every African girl was taught on how to cook for their husbands. Every African girl knew how to cook. Currently, we are having children who don't know how to cook. Our African culture, it was very clear. As you grow up, you must learn cooking as a girl. Farming was a way of our life. We knew how to farm. You knew that all work using your hands was yours. There was no shortage of food. Potatoes, vegetables, cassava, all of it, we knew how to do it. There was no other way of learning apart from practically doing the work. And people do it laughingly. They will do it when they are laughing and dancing and singing. It was beautiful. It was nice watching these African girls do all that work. Keeping animals, you were taught. You knew where the goats was to sleep. You knew what to do for those goats not to disappear when they have gone to graze. How many of you currently can go and herd a goat and bring it back home? You will lose it even before 1 hour is over. A typical African girl knew that as she wakes up, she's done the farming, she's done the cooking, she has fetched water, she has fetched firewood. She has to take care of animals, and no animal in the home would get lost. The ones who would go very far to take care of the larger animals were the boys. Carrying babies was a way of our life in African society. As you grew up, the first thing you learned to do was to lift your small brother, to lift your small sister, to tie them on your back. And it was a way of life. It was practical teaching for you to take care of your babies in future. In African society, we did not have a high rate of crime. In African society, we did not have many girls saying they're dropping out of working because of pregnancy. Roles were very clear. It was very clear for an African girl that the girls play on their own and the boys play on their own. What is causing trouble currently is that we are all mixed up. Our education system does not separate the learning of girls and the learning of boys. We have all integrated. We are learning together. In a typical African family, you are all of you boys and girls in the community. You are all of you boys and girls in our family. But it was clearly known that every girl would only play with girls and boys would only play with boys. There were jobs for girls and jobs for boys, roles for girls and roles for boys in traditional African setup. That is why the rate of crime was low. That is why there was no complaint. Unfortunately, we did not have schools. I may call it unfortunate or fortunate. We did not have formal schools where to go and learn. But people knew their roles and they were doing their work very well. Now, with the coming of schools, girls have forgotten how to cook. With the coming of schools, the same girls are dropping out of school due to high rate of pregnancies. Yet in African societies, such things were not there and the formal education was not there. This is the African Mom channel. We go out of our way to mentor our young girls. We go out of our way to mentor the African families. And we also bring you issues. We also bring you news about our African foods. We bring you news about our African vegetables. Welcome. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Thank you.